DJ Nirav here. Sunset on a Monday, March 2024. Bit of a winter storm we had this weekend. They were announcing a lot of snow. We got not that much, but it was pretty icy outside. But brought the winter back, and it's gorgeous with the sun and all the white and the trees. And it's that really in-between feeling of like spring but not spring. And that's March. You know, it's always often like that, switching back and forth. And we're going to switch into April. And April is real spring, and also a lot of birthdays for a lot of my Aries friends, myself included. Coming up in April, I have a wonderful Ecstatic Dance workshop, DJing for Ecstatic Dance workshop, coming up in Ottawa, April 27th with Drez. He really holds it down for down tempo and ecstatic dance. Amazing DJ. Very humble. He's also the organizer of Sonic Spring. You might have heard of that festival. So together we will be offering all of our accumulated knowledge for a one-day intensive ecstatic dance. How do you DJ for ecstatic dance? Very good question. You could be coming from it from a bunch of different angles, let's say. You could be a total beginner, not know anything about it, but just be really passionate about ecstatic dance and want to learn more. Maybe want to share it with your community. You could be a DJ who has experience and doesn't really understand how to transition to ecstatic dance. What are the differences? What are the requirements, if you like? You could be a dance facilitator, somebody with a lot of experience, 5 rhythms, biodanza, open floor, it doesn't matter. But somebody who holds space for dancers, understands what holding space means. So that's one half of the equation. But maybe you just put playlists, you're not so at ease with mixing, and you'd like to create a seamless flow, really build up those peaks and valleys of the waves that take the dance floor on an incredible journey. So if you fall into any of those 3 categories, this is for you. It's really going to focus on the basics. First of all, how do you mix with the software and the hardware? What is ecstatic dance? What is the special ingredients, the magic sauce, if you like, that makes it different and allows these amazing personal and collective experiences to happen? You might be asking yourself, well, okay, who's this guy? Who's DJ Nirav? You might know me already. You might have danced on one of my sets. You might not. So I'll just introduce myself to you briefly. I have been a DJ since about 30 years. I started completely by accident. I was not a DJ, and I was in Thailand in a traveler island. A lot of travelers were coming there for full moon parties once a month on the beach. I guess I looked the part because somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, would you like to DJ for our next full moon event?" And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I had to figure out how to mix in about 2 to 3 weeks. And that's a great cue for you. If you're a beginner, having a hard deadline really makes a difference. So in 2 to 3 weeks, I figured out how to mix. I got my music. I stepped up on a stage and I played music for 1 hour under a full moon and palm trees right by the ocean. And it was beyond words. Just feeling the energy of all the people moving to the music that I'd chosen was indescribable. Some years later, I was back in Montreal, and the rave scene was just starting to bubble up. There was Tiga, there was Andrew Interchill, there was Twin Peaks, there was DJ Champion. There were so many amazing, talented people that were a part of it in the beginning. I wanted to do something to help the scene. So I enjoy writing. I'm a good writer. I consider myself to be a good writer. So I decided to put together a magazine that talked about the nascent, emerging underground music scene. It's called Trance 5000. Some of you way back from the day might know it, some of you might not. And that put me in touch with all the organizers, all the DJs. They all contributed articles, and it did open a lot of doors for me. From there, I bought some turntables, started to mix in the events, and transitioned to trance in around 1995. Became one of the, I would say, first trance DJs and psytrance DJs in Canada, and was touring all over Canada, playing sets in that style. Eventually transitioned to tours in Europe, and that just taught me a ton. And I was playing on CDJ 100, which I can show you a picture of if you like. So I went from vinyl to CDJ 100, and by that time I was also a DJ for Interchill Records. So I had an interest in down-tempo, ambient, and chill-out music as well, with world flavors. And my interest in world flavors became even more developed when I went to Latin America to travel. And suddenly all this incredible Latin and Afro music was around me, and sacred ceremony music as well, coming out of Pachamama and other places. And it really had a profound influence on me and my being. I was doing meditations there, and I was doing DJing, for the people there in that community in San Marcos. This was 2006. So I was one of the first people to hold parties in San Marcos, basically, and DJ world beat style music. And when I came back to Montreal, some friends invited me to an ecstatic dance. Well, okay, not an ecstatic dance, but kind of post-5 rhythms hybrid pre-ecstatic dance. And man, I had so much fun. I had that sense of being a kid again, and that playfulness, that willingness to explore and just bust loose and try new things and let the body speak for itself. So we got really hooked into that, and she just took off to Australia. We were like, man, what are we going to do? Well, I was a DJ, and so I said, let's just rent a space, I'll get some speakers, and we'll hold events ourselves. And that's what we did. Me and Louis-Philippe at first, it was Gaudi at first who was facilitating, and then Louis-Philippe stepped in a couple of months later when Gaudi decided, not really sure I want to do this. Louis-Philippe stepped in for a while, and he soon moved to Val David to start the dances up there. Mouvement Libre, which is now En Danse, and Val David, of course, has, I've already told you guys, an amazing dance scene, and that's in large part thanks to Louis-Philippe Day, DJ Eoka. So I was left holding the ball. It's like, okay, I'm a DJ, but I don't know how to facilitate. I just started figuring it out as I went along. There was no guidebook. We were inventing the language as we did it. And it was so much fun. It was intimidating for sure, but it was so much fun. Now ecstatic dance, it's kind of more formalized. There's a well-established context to it, simple rules, and it's more free dance than anything else. Still following the basic map, if you like, of 5 rhythms, of these different waves and peaks that allows the body to experience so many different states. A lot of personal introspection coupled with connection on the dance floor, tribal connection, spontaneous eruptions. It's really something. If you've never experienced it, I wholeheartedly recommend you give it a go. If you're a DJ and you'd like to know, what is the difference between DJing and ecstatic dance DJing, I would say the first thing would be to go dance at an ecstatic dance. So I've been doing that since about 2007, so about 13, 14, 15 years now. And I was one of the pioneers and original ecstatic dance DJs in Quebec. And now I've been giving lessons on how to DJ for a long time. But more recently, I've been giving workshops as well. Got invited by François Tremblay, who is the organizer of Ecstatic Connection, Connexion Ecstatique. I'm a co-founder of that festival with him, by the way. And it's just wonderful to see that expanding into its current state. Now we even have international DJs coming in. So he suggested that we do an in-person workshop. We did it, went great. We did another one, fantastic. We did a third one recently. And I'd love to share with you where some of our former students are now. And it's really exciting to see the development in their personal careers. So if you feel the call, it's really for me a question of motivation and desire. How badly do you want it? If you want it so bad you can taste it, you're going to succeed for sure. You just have to take the steps. And that's where I'm here to basically show you what I've learned, show you how I got to where I am, save you some time by cutting out unnecessary trial and error, putting it all on a silver platter. This is it, and then the rest is up to you. April 27th in Ottawa. I love the Ottawa crew. I DJ'd a dance temple for Katie Bigra, and it was wonderful. Good friend Corey, of course, often comes to Montreal, plays at Plein Soleil, one of the places where it's wonderful to gather and dance for this type of music as well. And you might know him from Awakening. So I'm really excited about the possibility to go back to Ottawa. And if you know of anybody in the area that might be curious, April 27th, 1 day intensive workshop, very affordable price with Drez, local luminary, amazing down-tempo and ecstatic dance DJ. And so between us, we have a lot of experience. We're going to be sharing all that experience with you, and it's going to be our pleasure to host you. So if you have any questions whatsoever, just hit us up. And I have got some other big news coming up. I will be slowly but surely preparing online course information for you in regards to DJing for Ecstatic Dance. I found a couple of partners to work with, and together we're going to be putting an amazing package together for you. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be something you can follow at your own speed from home. Hit me up if you've got any questions. I'm so excited. It's been a beautiful day with sunshine. I got outside and I walked, I exercised, and I've been listening to new music. And I'm just so grateful for this life that I have, that music has given me all these opportunities, and that I'm able to share this with you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.